few months ago, I did a review for the XbotGo AI Cameraman phone gimbal, and I really love that thing. I was using it in the summer where there's a lot of rec leagues where me and my colleagues were playing at. We were able to document a lot of our games. We clipped good plays, we'd share it around the office. It was a grand old time. And recently, XbotGo sent me their newer version, the XbotGo Chameleon. But if you're not familiar with what this gadget is, this is basically a tool that enables your smartphone to become your AI sports cameraman. By connecting the device with your phone and using the XbotGo app, it can identify focal points on the field and automatically tracks the players, interesting plays. It will automatically pan left and right, tilt up and down, even smoothly zoom in to follow the action. So this tool is really targeted to people, like mostly parents, who want to, in an amateur slash semi-professional way, document, track, and even share sporting events, particularly team sports. What comes in the box is the actual AI camera unit. You also have a remote control, and you'll have the USB-C cord so you can charge this camera unit, where it is listed that a full charge of this will make this run for 8 hours. So what's the main difference between the Chameleon and the original version? As you can see, this device is much more dedicated in the tracking of the sporting event or the player or the play, while the original version has a little bit more utility. So you can use the first version just as a dedicated phone gimbal, even if you don't have any sports or sporting events to track. While this one, unless you're doing some self-tracking or sports event tracking, that's pretty much all that this will be doing. Also, compared to the first version, the updated AI Sports Cameraman can now track more sports scenarios. It will actually more accurately track the player with this additional 180-degree camera, because the first version you'll be relying solely on your phone. And with this, you can also track even a jersey number. So if you have a kid and you want to just track his or her play individually, you can set your tracking to that particular jersey number. Pretty cool. And what I didn't mention in my first video is that when you are recording using the XbotGo system through the app, the footage is then stored there and onto a cloud. And you have 20 gigabytes worth of storage for your footage without needing any subscription. So those are the improvements. Let's talk about the few cons that I experienced with this new version of the XbotGo AI Cameraman. Apart from losing the phone gimbal capability, that is understandable if you really want to dedicate to tracking sporting events. My one major gripe is that because this is now just a block and not a gimbal, this unit can only pan and tilt. So there is no roll axis. So if you are in a place where, let's say, the field is not flat, you have to go through the added step of correcting your horizon in post rather than just like pumping out the video straight from your phone to your friends and family that you want to share it to. I did go through a little bit more in-depth how to set up your XbotGo gimbal in my first video, but since this is only slightly different, let's go through that exercise again. For this unit, it's fairly easy. As you can see, this gadget itself doesn't have controls, only has one button to start and stop it. There's no other options on this unit, so it's very much simplified. All of the controls will be in your app. All you have to do is open the Xbot gimbal. It'll do its thing. And on your phone, you can just go through the XbotGo app. After you have connected the device through your phone via Bluetooth the first time, the next time you open it, it's already part of one of your devices that you can easily select, like so. Then all you have to do is press this camera button, pick what recording mode you'd like to use. I'll be picking basketball because that will be our sample shortly. You hit on next. You pick again certain recording settings like the size of the field and the age group that you are shooting, and then you start recording. And the app actually runs you through how to properly place your phone onto the clamp that is found on top of the XbotGo gimbal. It directs you on how to properly align your camera so that it is centered. Then you twist this knob in the back down to secure your phone. And then you can go through a little bit of tutorial in case you either forgotten how to use it or it's the first time you're using it. It will give you a little bit of direction where to put the camera in relation to the field. It'll also give you suggestions on how high this camera should be. And then tells you, of course, when you're ready, you hit the record button. You also have an option to stream this live, so you can share a link to your friends and they can watch the game that you're recording live as well. And again, some very basic onboard functions of the app. You can hit the home button to go back to the home page. You also have like a scoreboard function here where you can sign in onto a site and track the score of the game that you're recording. But the more important buttons will be this button here. It starts at 720. You can change the recording resolution from 720p all the way up to 4K 60. It's up to you on what type of resolution you'd want to use. I personally wouldn't go past 1080p because, again, this is a sporting event. I don't need that much of a higher resolution. Also, the space on my phone is limited. This button, the lower left, the ellipsis button, for additional recording settings for your app. So you can have a maximum duration before they break up the videos for you. So right now I set it at 30 minutes. You can have the screen to dim to save a little bit of battery. You can turn on or off the timestamp to keep your screen clear or document what time the event you were recording was. Of course, I highly suggest you turn on the auto tracking so that the camera can follow the action for you. But you can also turn on and off the auto zoom function here so that the camera can smoothly zoom in the most interesting play that it deems so. And you can change the angle of the pan of the XbotGo. By default, it's just 60 degrees, so it's a little bit more limited, but you can go all the way to 150 degrees, so you can have it really turn from left and right and really cover a span of the field. And there's also a hide icon button here if you want your display to be clean. All right, now that we've gone through the device, let's go through some samples. At the time of this recording, it's already winter in New York, so we had fewer team sporting events that I could grab a lot of samples for, but I was able to use the XbotGo Chameleon to record a few slow-pitch softball games, which aren't included in the current sports that the XbotGo was designed to record, but I figured it'll track interesting movement anyway. And though it's very difficult to have this AI cameraman document a softball game, it did still record a couple of really cool clips for our team. Also, I took this out to my neighborhood park to shoot some hoops, and I can really see the difference in at least the quickness on which the AI cameraman tracks the action in this particular example when I'm shooting hoops by myself. So you can really see the improvement in terms of the tracking with the XbotGo Chameleon compared to the version 1. So yeah, I really love this thing. I can't wait till the spring and more team sporting events pop up for me, my friends, and my colleagues, so I can really run this through its paces. I really want to record a full court basketball game with me and my friends. I also want to document flag football. I'm starting to get in shape so I can join our soccer league in the office, and I'll definitely be documenting those events as well. If you enjoy team sports, if you want to document yourself, your family member, your son, your daughter, your siblings, your friends, playing the sports that you love, I think this is such a fun gadget so that you, as the camera enthusiast, don't have to be locked being the cameraman. You can be in the play and you can let this be your AI cameraman. So thank you again to XbotGo and the Chameleons. So if you're interested with this or the first version, I'll put links down in the description below. All right, that's it for this particular video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.